Hi y'all, I'm Allison and we are back for another round of Just Spin It, but we're doing something a little different this time. I'm not going to be the one on the hook for reading the books. It is three of my viewers. So last month during the Christmas edition, I asked if anybody would like to play the game, and I had three brave people who want to give it a try. So we're going to be spinning today for Jess Gignac. I forgot to ask how you pronounce your name. I hope I got it right. And Phenexrose is going for another round. And we have Melissa Jackson as our third. We're going to start with Jess's spins. I'm not quite sure how many they wanted. I'm going to guess 5. All right, are y'all ready? Let's go. That is on the line. So we're going to go again. We scared Lily. She's right here. Oh my God, right on the line again. Third time's a charm, Jess. We will get you a number, I promise. We're starting with a bang. So, how this works, we're going to do number 1 first. See what you got. Lacey pick. All right, so my daughter's going to be picking your first book. That's a twist I didn't expect. Now, I have to preface this. She is not a reader, but she remembers me talking about this book when I read it, and I kept talking about it. So, she recommended We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Love this book. And I just found out the sequel is coming out in May, and I will definitely be getting it when it comes out. Actually, it will be a prequel. The main character has amnesia. If you haven't read this one, highly recommend. Lacey also looked at your Goodreads profile. She is a huge fan of the series You. She noticed you have part 3 in there, so of course she's zoned in right on that. And so our suggestion for you from your books is You Love Me by Caroline Kepnes. Next spin. Oh, I almost forgot. We have to do your spin for the star. Thought we were going to get it twice in a row. Okay, so 3. So now we have to go up top. These are either good or bad. I don't know. Or not bad, more challenging. So number 3. Are you ready? Jess, you have to buy a book. So the game decreed it. So there you go. Go out and get a book that you didn't get for Christmas. And I am going to leave that to you on what you choose. So let us know what you get. Got a new stack. And whether you read that book this month or not, completely up to you. Okay, you ready for your second one? Why does it keep going in the middle? Okay, second one. Okay, we're going to call that 11. And it is 11 because this is getting ridiculous. All right, ready? Okay, author alphabet challenge. So this is where you try to find a book to match each letter of the alphabet throughout the entire year. For this, we're going with the author. And since it's the beginning of a brand new year, the first empty letter would obviously be A. So I was tempted to go with Jane Austen because, hello, Jane Austen. But I thought I would give you something a little bit more current. And that is Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angeles. I love the world building in this one. From your books, With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. So that would be my suggestion for that. Spin number 3. Eight. Okay, we ready? American history. It can be historical fiction or nonfiction. I noticed a lack of historical fiction on your to be read shelf. So I don't know if it's a genre you enjoy or not, but I went with I, Elizabeth Hamilton by Susan Holloway Scott. It is about Alexander Hamilton's wife, Revolutionary period, from her point of view, and really good, engaging book. For your books, this one took a little bit, but I did find one that I think would qualify, and that is Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. Witches in America, we've got the whole suffragette movement. That would be American history, right? Okay, spin number 4. I thought you were going to get it again. 2. All right. Contemporary. Anything contemporary. From my library, The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. I noticed this is in your to read list as well. It's a alternating point of view between our 2 main characters. We have Tiffy. She is very verbose and expressive and everything. Leon, his character, is very taciturn. His portion of the book, it's all short, choppy thoughts and sentences. He gets to the point, to where she is a little more flowing in her narrative. And I love the juxtaposition between those 2 characters. It's just highly recommend The Flat Share. And it's got a great story as well. You also have some representation in it too. That is actually from both of ours. The one that I choose from your shelves is also on my shelves. And this is Christina Lauren, The Unhoneymooners. This is a rom-com, a fake dating trope. And I loved this book so much, I went out and grabbed all the Christina Lauren books that I could find. And your last spin. That is towards the 6, or should we give it another? No, let's bend towards 6. We'll go with 6. Civil War. This could be American Civil War. It could be any country, really. Or it could even be a fantasy Civil War. Okay, Jess, the last book I have for you, Manhunt, The 12-Day Chase for Lincoln's Killer by James L. Swanson. This book is so good. It may be, nonfiction and about the Civil War, but it honestly reads like an adventure book. It's just amazing. As you're reading it, you actually could picture a movie happening. The crazy part about it is, of course, it is all true. So this is my recommendation for that one. I dug and dug through your Goodreads shelf. I don't even want to admit how long I was looking through all of it. I could not find one that would fit for this. And I was trying to think of maybe some fantasy books or sci-fi or something that have a Civil War. It doesn't necessarily have to be the American one. Google, unfortunately, thinks the only Civil War that ever happened is in America, because that's all I can get. I'm sorry, on that one, I couldn't really find anything that would match. The Gilded Ones, I think, has, a Civil War theme. But I noticed you don't own that, and I'm trying to give you books that are in your library already. So if anybody else watching this has some suggestions, then let us know, because I was really stumped, and we're looking for something beyond the American Civil War and something that's not necessarily historical fiction. So all of my sci-fi fantasy readers, even maybe a contemporary, if y'all have any suggestions for that, let me know, because that one really racked my brain. So Jess, I hope you enjoyed your round of Just Spin It. And now we're going to get back to Phenexrose. This will be the second time they played, and I'm excited to start your spins. Let's see what we're going to get. I am guessing you want to do the 6 spins. Are you ready? $11. Okay. Newest purchase. Ooh, this is a good one. It's great to read a book just as soon as you get it. My most recent purchase is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. And I noticed this is on your shelf as well, that you're interested in this book, or you already have it. I can't remember. We've got septuagenarians trying to solve a murder. I cannot wait to read this. This is actually on my December TBR, but I'm filming this on, I think today's the 20th, and I haven't picked it up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. So I'm putting it on your list for January. Now, as far as from your own, I don't know what you've bought. So whatever you bought, or if you get one for Christmas, then, choose between those books, and be sure and let us know what title it was, because I'm nosy. I need to know. Okay, spin number 2. Oh no. The star, if we're going to start out 2022 with a bang, okay, you get an extra one too. Melissa, you might want to start quaking in your boots. I don't know. Let's see. Inherited. Most of mine are from like the 1940s and everything, but I did find one that I think you might actually enjoy. Can you guess what it is? This is Airport by Arthur Haley, and this came out, I believe, in 1968. It was my grandfather's. A plane, I guess, is trying to land at Lincoln International Airport outside of Chicago, but there's like this big blizzard. So this plane is, I guess, stuck in the air, and they're trying to bring it down. And so you get it from the perspective of on the plane, and you get it from like air traffic controller and everything. This was made into a movie in the 1970s, if I remember correctly. It does give the timestamps and everything. So this whole book happens over the course of 7 hours. Now, I don't know, again, there's another one that I can't predict which ones have been passed down in your family, or even just from, it could be inherited from like a friend or a brother or a sister, but some book that somebody loved enough to hold on to and wanted to pass along to you. So I think it's good to cherish these books. And whenever I read mine, I feel a connection to my grandparents, who are unfortunately long gone. All right, so again, I want to know, did you have any inherited books, and what did you pick? Okay, let's find out which star. So we're going to be going, these just circle back around. Are you ready? Hopefully it's as nice to you as it was to Jess. Actually, this is, I think this is one of the more fun ones. Oh, we got 2. You know what? We're going to go with the one we can see. I don't know how I managed to put 2 up. You dodged a bullet. This is the Barnes & Noble Leatherbound. Those are huge. But we're going with the one I originally grabbed. Grimm versus Disney. So here's what I was thinking. Find an original fairy tale by Grimm, by the Grimm's brothers, and then read a Disney retelling as well, and compare the 2 versions. So, because I know they differ greatly. I have this beautiful edition of Grimm's Fairy Tales from Barnes and Noble. It's got the gilded edges and everything. So I went through the tables of content and decided to choose Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs because I'm not familiar with that version of the fairy tale. Of course, I know Disney's version, but it's going to be much darker. I do not have just the Disney version of it by itself. These are like spin-offs inspired by or continuation of Snow White. I've had these since I was 3 years old. This came out in 1973, and it's got all sorts of different short stories. That's what I suggest. I don't know how well this prompt will work for you if you have access, probably library or something like that, especially when it comes to the actual Disney fairy tale. But pick any Grimm's fairy tale you want that has been adapted by Disney. And I really want to know, if you do this one, how the two compare. I find this prompt fascinating, and I'm wanting to do it myself. In fact, I may make that a whole feature video. That's a good idea. Okay, spin number 3. $21. Ancient history, fact or historical fiction. I chose for you Cleopatra by Stacy Schiff. I have read this before. I remember enjoying it. I find Cleopatra so fascinating, that whole era. This was a good one. So, ancient history, I say Cleopatra. And this was another one where I dug and dug and dug and didn't really find anything. So I don't know if you have one in there. The current trends in ancient history, you could go with Achilles. I think they did one, The Face That Launched 1,000 Ships, about Helen of Troy. There's Circe. I realize those are all mythology. There is Homer, Iliad. I don't know how ambitious you're feeling, but I didn't really find one that would necessarily fit. Again, I'm not giving you much recommendations from your own, but let me know what you chose for ancient history. Number 4. Book of the month. This is another fun one. So it's not the Book of the Month Club. This is, you have to take the first 4 letters of the month and have that in the title. It can be jumbled. So we need to find a book with Jan and U in the title. I love these kind that you really got to think about it and get creative. But January, this one's mean. You could do Pride and Prejudice, but I thought I would go with something a little more obscure than that. We've got The Lost Memoirs of Jane Austen. We have Jan and U. Thank you, Miss Austen, for spelling your name that way. What if 100 years later, in a hidden chest in an attic, they discover the Lost Memoirs of Jane Austen? So that's what this is, by Siri James. I have not read this one yet. Now, from yours, we've got A Study in Red, The Secret Journal of Jack the Ripper by Brian Porter. In the word a journal, we have all 4 letters, Janu. So there you go. Number 5. Okay, that's on 17. 1, 2, 3. So we want a number in the title. I thought I would give you something more current, and we will go with 3 Dark Crown. Unique magic system. It's got dark, atmospheric. It was very original from anything I had read. Candair Blake, I highly recommend this book. I really enjoyed it. So anyway, that is my recommendation from my library. From yours, I was intrigued by this one. So I want you to read 3 Dark Crowns because it's so awesome. But I kind of want you to read 56 Days by Catherine Ryan Howard because it's got an intriguing plot line. We've got two main characters, both pretty much unlucky in love. They meet, and we've got the whole corona thing going. And they, I think maybe 6 weeks of knowing each other, just that's when lockdown happens. So they decide to move in together. And they're thinking, oh, this will be a good chance for us to get to know each other without any outside influences and everything. 56 days later, the police arrive. There's a dead body in the apartment. I don't know who killed who or who. So, yeah, that one, the more I think about it, I'm really talking about a locked room mystery. So that's my suggestion from yours. And thanks for bringing that one to my attention. Last spin. 12. Almost got a solid yellow. Ready? Cozy mystery. I know you have this in your to read pile now. The Bodies in the Library. I really enjoyed this. Slow pace, atmospheric. It's just a cozy, good time. And I think it would be good in January. Highly recommend this. It's the start of a series. So from your library, I'm going back to the Vintage Kitchen Mysteries. But this time we can pick the first book, which is A Deadly Grind. And this is by Victoria Hamilton. So this one is definitely a cozy mystery. Baking, cooking. It's a good winter. You know, everybody's holed up in the house. So, all right, that was your 7 books. I can't believe you and Jess both got a star. Be sure and let me know which books you end up picking out, or let us all know. Put it down in the comments because I really want to know how it goes. Don't forget to give us an update on which books you did or did not read from your December spins. All right, now it's Melissa Jackson's turn in the hot seat. So, Melissa, are you ready? We're going to begin your spins. So, we're doing 5, and I don't have access to Melissa's library, so I'll just be giving suggestions from my books. All right, are we ready? That is right on the line. I wonder if you're going to get a star too. All right, Melissa, you ready for your first one? Beautiful cover. Thinking Dearest Josephine. Caroline George wrote this one. I love this cover. Isn't it gorgeous? And this is epistolary, so it's written letter format. We've got a dual timeline, 1821, 2021. So Elias and Josie, and she falls in love with him through his letters. But, you know, there's a bit of a long distance issue. So I'm looking forward to this book. I've been wanting to read it, and it keeps slipping under my radar. So, Melissa, I'm going to suggest it to you, and hopefully I will get it on my list for January, and then we can compare. My shelf's getting really crowded. I'm glad it's y'all and not me. Although my stack's going to look like that before the month is out, too. It's been 2. Yes, 2. Are we ready? $17. I didn't replace it, so we're just going to take it directly out of the mythology. Any chance I have to push this book, I'm going to do it. Hounded by Kevin Hearn. Love it. Atticus, he has an Irish wolfhound as a companion, his best friend, who he can communicate through with thoughts, because Atticus is a druid. There was a whole bunch of ancient gods with vendettas against him, and he's just kind of trying to hide out in New Mexico and lay low. But nope, it's not gonna. He's hounded. We've got one that's coming for him. So this, you get a plethora of mythology. You get Roman, Greek, Egyptian, Celtic, little bits and pieces from all of it. And the side characters are great. Love it. And I cannot wait to continue this series. I'm also going to recommend, Melissa, that check out the prequel too, which was Grimoire of the Lamb. It's really good. If you don't own these, then the prequel might be a good introduction to see if you want to, check out the full series. But gold, love it. Okay, let's go. 12. Okay, I was a little confused. I was like, huh? You get the other title alphabet challenge. This one is for the book. So this is the same as Jess got. Hers was author, yours is book. So have to find books that begin with A because we're starting out in January, and that's obviously going to be the first empty spot for the month. Speaking of books I loved, Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. The sequel for this will be coming out. Originally, it was supposed to be in February, but I noticed it was pushed back to May. So we will see. As long as it's still coming, I can impatiently wait for it. Really good book. Great characters. We've got an incredible magic system, and there's a good mystery. Amari wants to find out what happened to her brother that disappeared, and she goes to a summer camp for magicians that she didn't know existed. That's my suggestion for A. Title beginning with A. Amari and the Night Brothers. Okay, are we ready? Foil on cover. Okay, Melissa, I'm not sure what your reading preferences are. So I assume we have a lot of overlap because you said that, I think it would be fun for us to compare our views on the books. I'm going to try and give you variety. So we've got like a middle grade, which Amari is middle grade, and Josephine. So I'm going to give you a YA retelling. So this is a retelling of Snow White. Break the enchanted mirror, crush the poison apple, seize your own happily ever after. So Snow White's not going to be complacent in this one. At least I assume. I haven't read it yet. Poisoned by Jennifer Donnelly. And since I can't see your shelves, I thought I would throw in an extra one for you and give you Leviathan Wakes. I have not read this yet. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. So I got this at Barnes & Noble, but I'm excited for this one because I absolutely loved the show. I believe it was Amazon Prime and Netflix. Really good series. So this is book 1, Leviathan Wakes, and it's the 10th anniversary edition, but definitely foiled. Let's continue on. We've got one last spin for Melissa. Let's see what we'll get. Eight. European history, fiction or nonfiction. Again, I don't know how much of a fan you are of historical fiction. I personally love it, but I'm not always in the mood for it. Hopefully you'll be in the mood for it. And I picked another intriguing one. This is The Lost Queen by C.W. Gortner. I have not read this yet, and I've had this book for a long time. This is about Juana. She becomes known as Juana la Loca, Juana the Mad. Juana is the third child of Isabel and Ferdinand of Castile, and she is the sister of Catherine of Aragon, who marries Henry VIII. She is married off to the sole heir to the Habsburg Empire, and she is desperately in love with him. So when her parents pass on, she inherits the throne, and now she has conflict between doing what's right for Castile, her country, and trying to be supportive of her husband, his empire. Definitely have a conflict of interest here. And she goes mad with her jealousies, and it's a very tragic yet interesting story. And I really want to know more about her. I know of her through devouring tons of Tudor books, but I haven't branched out that far onto the family tree to, really know more about her. So hopefully it'll have some intrigue and some mystery to it. It'll probably be quite poignant. So that was my suggestion. All right, so that was the last one. I really had fun doing this. It was a little bit of a challenge to pick out books for everybody, but I enjoyed it. And, I feel like I'm getting to know y'all just by seeing what books you have on your shelves and everything. And I hope you like these suggestions and you enjoyed playing. If anybody else wants to play it next month, I will have all the information that you need to supply to be able to do that. Oh, do not forget to let us know what books you end up deciding to go with, and come back at the end of the month and tell us if you read them. Let us know in February's, because I really want to know your update. Also, you can, since we're still kind of figuring this out as we go, if y'all want, take a picture of yourself with your stack of books, or if you just want to take a picture of your stack and leave yourself out of it, you can email it to me on going to my channel page, and then I can work that into the video. And I think what I can do is add y'all into my wrap up. I'm going to start doing those separately, I believe. I've got some changes that are coming. But yeah, that could be a fun way to do it. And then give me an update like at the end of the month on which ones you read. So do your own little mini wrap up, and I'll include it, whether you're there personally, whether you want pictures, or if you just want me to give a little stat thing about what you did. So we're figuring this out. I think we're on to something here. I think this could be a lot of fun. So if anybody else would like to join in, be sure and let me know. And I'm out of here because I have to do my own spins now. So I will see y'all in the next one. Bye now. Here's a pro tip. When you're making a video, push record. Just saying. So let me do this again.